So when we're doing polynomials, I mean, eventually we can add and subtract. This is just like terms, right? 16x minus 7x, we know this is just 9x. Here, again, it's just like terms. Let's see, negative 16 plus 7, we're just adding the coefficients. That's negative 9x. Notice that the variable doesn't change. Here, what do we get? Negative 23x. Here we have a double negative, that's plus plus, so that's 23x. Now here, again, this is nothing new. We have some like terms here and here. That makes 18x squared, 22x, and minus 3. The part F here, we should just be careful. A squared, B squared, A squared, B squared. These are like terms. There's an invisible one there. So let's say it's 14a squared, b squared. Just doing the numbers. 4a and 2a, that's 6a, and the minus 3b is just going to kind of be included. Notice here that these are both x cubed, they're like terms, so we'll just do 2/5 plus 1/5, which is just 3/5 x cubed. Now these look different, but they're actually the same thing, because this is actually 2/3 x cubed, right? If we kind of just slide the x cubed off of there, plus 1/3 x cubed. Add the fractions. 2/3 plus 1/3 is like 3/3, but that's really just 1 x cubed. But really, that's just x cubed, so let's kind of write it in the simplest form possible. Finally, it says subtract these. Subtract negative 6x from 7x. That means start with 7x and take away negative 6x. So that's a double negative. That's 13x. I'll give the U try later. Now, when we're adding these together, this itself is a polynomial. This itself is a polynomial. And we should add the like terms. Now, technically, we're supposed to distribute this plus sign through there, but doing that is not going to accomplish the same thing as if we had a minus out there and distributed the minus through there. That would change all the signs. Here, it's almost like we can just drop these. We can almost just ignore them entirely. Drop the parentheses. Go through and combine like terms. That's negative 2x squared. 4x minus 6x, looking at that sign in front of it, that's negative 2x. Negative 3 plus 9 is 6. Again, that's different than this case here. I'm going to copy this down and distribute the minus through there. So we get minus x squared plus 7x minus 8. And I like to start with the highest power. The highest power here is 4x cubed. The next highest power is going to be the x squared. So we have negative 5x squared and negative 1x squared technically. So that's minus 6x squared. 16x plus 7x is 23x. We have an 8 and a negative 8. Those cancel each other out. 0. Again, we have another subtraction here. So I'm going to, just drop it from here. But distribute this minus through there. Changing all the signs. And now combining like terms. X squared and x squared, that makes negative 8x squared. We have 4xy. Is there another 4xy? Or, I'm sorry, an xy. That's 18xy. We have negative y squared and 6y squared. That's 5y squared. Oh, I messed up. Here we have a mix of things. We should distribute the minus through here, but not through here. A cubed minus a squared b. Distributing this one through there. Minus ab squared minus b cubed plus a squared b plus ab squared. Now these all look alike, so I'm going to go one by one and see which ones cancel out. A cubed, I don't think there's any other a cubed in here. Now this one is a squared b, which looks like ab squared, but it is not. But there is another a squared b right here. And this is negative and this is positive. Those are actually going to cancel each other out. And so are these. ab squared, ab squared. These cancel each other out, and we're just left with this minus b cubed. Part E here. This minus needs to be distributed through there. I'm going to copy this down. So we're going to have minus 1/7 x squared. I'm going to write that as 1/7. The negative will make this a positive 2/5 x. And it will distribute there to make a positive 1/2. Let's see what we can combine. 3/7 x squared minus 1/7 x squared is 2/7 x squared. 1/5 x plus 2/5 x is 3/5 x. Minus 1/2 plus 1/2, those cancel each other out. That's 0. That's what we have left over. Finally here, last page. Again, it's just adding, but we're just throwing a couple, words in here. Find the sum of these two. That means to add these together, right? Sum means add together. So plus 8x squared plus 2x minus 4. Again, when we're doing addition, we don't have to use parentheses so much because we don't have to distribute anything. So again, we're just combining like terms. 15x squared and 8x squared is 23x squared. Minus 4x and plus 2x is minus 2x. And negative 3 and negative 4 makes negative 7. Find the difference here. Difference means subtraction, so I am going to use parentheses here. 15x cubed squared minus 4x minus 3 minus, putting parentheses there to remind myself to distribute through there. What does this work out to be? Well, I'm going to drop these and distribute the minus through the other one. So that's minus 8x squared minus 2x plus 4 15x squared minus 8x squared is 7x squared. Minus 4x minus 2x is minus 6x. And negative 3 plus 4 is plus 1. Okay, now it says find the difference of this and this. So it means to take this and subtract all this. Well, I'm just going to drop this because there's a plus sign there. I don't really need this. So it's all of this minus all of this. And I'm going to drop the parentheses because it's a plus sign there. I don't need a parentheses when I have a plus sign. Looks like this minus is going to distribute all through here. I'm going to drop these. The minus will distribute to there to make it a plus 2a squared b plus 7ab. Now this is a negative here, so it's going to become a positive. And this final one is going to become negative now. Let's sort through this one here. 3a squared. I don't think there's any other a squareds there. 3a squared b Okay, here's an a squared b. Here's an a squared b. Okay, 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 2 more is 7. Here we have AB. Here's another AB, but this is not an AB. Okay, negative AB plus 7AB is 6AB. And I think this is the last thing. It doesn't have anything to combine with. I've crossed them all out as I've gone, so I don't have to look at them anymore. So be careful. Just be careful. That's all I can say. Eventually what we're going to do is plug in values for x. I mean, we've done this essentially when we graph lines. We made a table, plug in some x values. But be careful. What I want to do is this. 3 minus 6. It says x equals negative 5, so where x is, I'm going to put a parentheses. And if you honestly just want to type this into the calculator, that's fine. 3 minus 6 times negative 5. Sorry. Exactly how you have it written with parentheses, press enter, you'll get 33. But otherwise what I would do is, I would say that this right here, this is like negative 6 times negative 5, which is positive 30, which is 33. Okay, what if x is 0? Again, 3 minus 6 times 0. I could throw it in the calculator, or just realize that 6 times 0 is 0. Most importantly, you have to do the multiplication first. 6 times 0 is 0. 3 minus 0 is 3. Now, in these cases, let's see, negative 2 times 3 squared. I'm plugging in 3 right where x is, and putting it in parentheses each time. Honestly, I'm going to just throw this in the calculator. Exactly how I have it written. Negative 2 parentheses 3 squared minus 4 parentheses 3 plus 3. Works out to be negative 27. Otherwise, what you would do negative 2 times 9, because 3 squared is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 3. This is negative 18. Negative 18 times negative 18 minus 12 is negative 30. Negative 30 plus 3 is negative 27. But again, I would suggest just throwing in the calculator. So again, negative 2 parentheses negative 2 squared minus 4 times negative 2 plus 3, we get 3. I'll give you a you try on Wednesday. Finally, this last one, this is just a use. We would use functions for things like this. A projectile is thrown upward with an initial velocity of 176. Don't worry so much about this because 176 is in the function, or in this equation here. After t seconds, its height h in feet above the ground is given by this equation. Find the height of the projectile after 1.5 seconds. Basically what this equation is if you know how long it's been in the air, for example 1.5 seconds, plug that in for t stands for time, and do the calculation and you will be able to figure out exactly how high it is. Okay, how long has it been in the air? Plug that number in seconds, and you will be able to find out how long or how high it is. So let's do this with 1.5 seconds. So put it in place of the t. Don't forget our square. And type it in exactly how we have it written. $228. It is 228 feet high after 1.5 seconds.